Welcome back to my channel for another video. So this week what we're going to do is a little bit different again. We're going to look at how you identify the best stock to trade. Alright, so we're going to take it from the start to the end with a live trade as well. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you where to identify the best stock is using scanners, and then what we'll do is once we've identified the best company, what we do then is we'll actually look at the numbers for that company. We'll identify what the rhetoric is in that company and why that company is up or down pre-market, right? And then we'll also look at global sentiment as well, because that can also influence what's going to happen on the open. Remember, we're trading the open because that's where the volatility is, and you need volatility for the price to move. And when the price moves, that's where we make our money. We either go long or short, okay? So before we crack on, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Okay, so enjoy the video. Okay, so this is one of my favorite scanners to use. It's CNN Business. And what we're looking at here is CCL, so the Carnival Group. So we're looking at is the volume, we're looking at the pre-market percentage change, and we're also looking at the price. So the price at the moment is $15.17. The change at the moment is 3.5% up pre-market, and the volume 51.4K. So this is a good scanner. So what we're looking at is we're looking at a company that is up 3.5% pre-market, okay, and that's what we need. We need to look for a stock that is as close to 5% as possible, because that's going to give us the volatility that we need. The volume is good, still 2.5 hours to the open, and the volume is really good already, 51.4K. That could double or treble before the open. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is type CCL stock price into Google, and the chart comes up. Okay, so day one, which is the current day, the last 5 days, then also you're looking at the last month, the last 6 months, and year to date. So you can see that this company, yes, initially it did take a dive when the virus hit, but if you look at this chart on the 6 month and the year to date, it's sustained. Okay, so it's not gone down any further. So this is a strong company, a very, very strong company. So now we want to know why. So what we need to do is we need to click on news, and you have all these articles. Take the most up-to-date article that is there. So 2 days ago, this article was put out about the company. Okay, so the rhetoric is all positive. Okay, so it goes on to talk about the Q2 investors letter. Okay, so it's all positive. What they're saying is that this company is a strong company. Okay, it's survived the virus, and I know this company. I've been trading this company since before the virus, and so I know it. I know how the company has been ran and it's sustained, so I'm very, very familiar with this company. But what we're looking at here is all the rhetoric is positive. It's all positive rhetoric. So what that does is that gives investors confidence, and when investors have confidence, they're going to invest in this company. Okay, so this is why it's up pre-market. Okay, that's why it's up pre-market. Okay, so we've identified what stock to trade. We've identified why we're trading it. Now what you need to do is look at the overall market sentiment. So this is the Dow, otherwise known as USA 30 or Wall Street. So what this does, it basically tells us that the overall market sentiment is bullish. Okay, so there's confidence in the market. Okay, so this is the perfect stock to trade, because not only is the stock up pre-market, but the overall market sentiment is bullish as well. So what we're doing here is we're basically swinging with the current. If we went the opposite way and we're looking at a stock that we're going to short because it's down pre-market, this is a conflict, because we'd be going against the overall market sentiment. The Dow is much stronger than one particular stock. Okay, so it's vitally important, as I've said in previous videos, you must look at the Dow. It's vital importance that you identify the market sentiment of the Dow, the overall market sentiment, because that is going to influence your overall decision. So the moral of the story here is don't swim against the current, swim with the current. It'll make your life a lot easier, and it also makes sense. Okay, so it's a bullish market today. Investors are going to have confidence in the market today. Okay, so it's 45 minutes to the open now, and as you can see, the pre-market percentage has really gone up, and the volume as well. Okay, so I've looked at this a couple of hours before the open, but I understand that a lot of you guys are in the USA, so you're not going to be getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to do your pre-market analysis. Everything that I have done today, you can do it literally a half an hour before the open if you want. Preferably an hour. I would say an hour is a good time scale. It gives you enough time to digest exactly what's happened. But if you're struggling for time, you can literally do this, guys, a half an hour before the open. I understand a lot of yous are busy, you've got full-time jobs, so you can do it. You know, you can fit this into your life because it takes half an hour before the open. You know, you don't need to spend hours completing your analysis. This is how quick this is. This is the beauty of this. You can fit this into your life. Okay guys, so I've just entered a long position. So basically what I was looking for the stock basically to drop down, and what I'm looking to find was the bottom of where it's going to hit. So it's hit support. Once it's hit support, I've waited for consolidation. Okay, so this was a pretty good entry. As we can see, the stock is now starting to go bullish. You know, I've definitely left a little bit on the table here, but I did wait, you know, which is fine. You know, it's absolutely fine. You've got to wait for that consolidation. You've got to wait for that support, you know, and then I went long, you know, so it's fine. You know, I probably could have went in a little bit earlier, but we're still in. So as you can see, it's continuing to rise. So I'm confident I'm going to hold this. I'm going to hold it for a bit. Okay, so I've held, and it's a classic pattern. You know, it's an absolutely classic pattern. So I knew that once the stock hit support and it started to consolidate, I seen that it was starting to go bullish. I took a long position. I've loaded up on the long, and now basically what I've got there is, you know, 330 pounds. So it'll probably hit resistance now. So I'm gonna close that. Okay guys, so there you have it. 304 pounds for an hour's work. That's 3 days' wages. You know, in my old job, I would make 105 pounds a day. 105 pounds for 3 9-hour shifts. Okay, I've just made that for an hour's work today. Okay, so just to recap, what we've done was we looked at the scanner, we've seen what stock was the best stock to trade. Okay, we've then went and we've done some analysis on the actual stock itself, on the company. Okay, so we knew why it was up pre-market. Okay, we also had a look at the Dow to see what the overall market sentiment was, which again is of vital importance. Remember, you must identify the overall market sentiment. It's not enough just to identify that actual stock. Okay, you need to know what the overall market sentiment was. Okay, so once the market opened, I seen that there was a lot of choppiness and consolidation. So I waited, and that's the best thing to do. Never jump into these trades. I seen it starting to pull back, okay, but I didn't want to take a short position because I didn't know how much it was going to start pulling back. So I allowed it to pull back, and it continued to pull back. It continued to pull back. Once it seen that it was starting to find support, and then it started to consolidate, I waited for a little bit. Now I could have gone in at that point, and I actually would have made more money if I'd have gone in a little bit earlier, but I didn't. I waited because I wanted to be certain that the stock had hit support. And once I seen that consolidation happen, that's when I took my long position. Okay, so it was a classic pattern. Okay, these trades that I do, they're all based on patterns that I've identified, okay, over time. So this was a classic pattern. So I waited, and I knew once it started to go bullish that it would hit a point before it hit resistance. So I knew roughly where resistance was because I had identified where the market had opened, I'd identified where the support was, I'd identified the consolidation, and I knew exactly roughly where resistance was. Now once it kind of hit that resistance, you seen towards the end, just before I closed that trade, that little red candle. Okay, that little red candle was where the stock was hitting resistance. Now I knew it was going to start pull back. So if I hadn't closed that trade there, I actually wouldn't have made 304 pounds. I would have pulled back, and I could have made 250 or even 200. Okay, so again, not only is it important that you identify the correct entry, but you also need to know when to exit. Okay, you cannot hold these stocks for too long. It's about getting in and out in 15-20 minutes. That was actually a long trade. Okay, most of my trades are minutes. That was a long trade today. I had to wait. It was very, very slow. You know, even though there was a lot of volume, it was a very, very slow trade. You know, I prefer the quicker trades, but sometimes you've got to wait and be patient. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you haven't already done so, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. You know, if you want to drop me a message, you can contact me at my Instagram, which is sambora.00. Remember guys, you can do this as well as working your full-time job. It took me an hour today. An hour, that's it. Okay, so enjoy the rest of your week. Hope you have a green week. And remember, this is the long game.